Hey folks, take a look at the entire map of Canada. Here it is. This is the entire country. Wait, I think we're missing something. Hey, did you guys send the Prime Minister the wrong map again? Oh, that's better. This is actually the entire map of Canada. Now, why are we pointing this out? Because the Prime Minister, Mr. Justin Trudeau, apparently thinks that only Canadians out here are the ones who need carbon tax relief this winter. He announced that he's removing the carbon tax from furnace oil for 3 years. Well, let's see who that is going to impact or help. Fortunately, the government of Nova Scotia has crunched the numbers, and in Atlantic Canada, it's up to 40% of households in these provinces that use heating oil to stay warm during the winter months. Let's look at the other provinces. 4% in Quebec, 2% in Ontario. Not available, not available, not available in the Prairie provinces. Sorry guys, you know how it is. And 1% in British Columbia. Now, why are the Atlantic Canadians the target of carbon tax relief? Well, everyone knows that the Liberals are worried about losing seats out there, but more to the point, there was one member of Parliament within the Liberal Party, Ken McDonald from Newfoundland and Labrador, who had the courage to listen to his constituents, to stand up for his constituents, and to vote to repeal the carbon taxes. And because of Mr. McDonald, some Atlantic Canadians are getting some relief. Well, that begs the question. Where are the other Liberal members of Parliament? Have they lost their voice? Maybe they need a halls? I don't know. But what about Energy Minister out here in British Columbia, Mr. Jonathan Wilkinson? Haven't heard you stick up for Western Canadians and demand carbon tax relief. Or in Alberta, couple Liberal MPs out there like Minister Randy Boissonneau, haven't heard you. Or in Calgary, MP George Chahal, why aren't you standing up for your constituents? Or in Manitoba, you got Minister Dan Van Dahl, haven't heard you stick up for your constituents in Manitoba. Or MP Ben Carr, haven't heard you either. What about Ontario? A lot of Liberal MPs out there, including our Finance Minister, Chrystia Freeland. Well, this is kind of an important tax issue. Seems like the job of a finance minister to stand up for their constituents and push for carbon tax relief for everyone. What about the other Liberal MPs out there, like House Leader Karina Gould, or Minister Anita Anand, or even MP Mark Gerritsen? Where are the Liberal MPs standing up for their constituents on carbon tax relief? Haven't heard ya. Bueller. Oh, another thing, right? You had Minister Goody Hutchings say, well, if you want your voices heard, just elect more Liberals. Well, there's an issue with that, and there's a lot of Liberal MPs out here, and we haven't heard any of them stick up for their constituents and demand carbon tax relief for everyone. Oh, by the way, let's go back to Atlantic Canada here. Up to 40% of households in Atlantic Canada using heating oil to stay warm. Well, I'm no mathematician, but that means the majority of Atlantic Canadian households will not get the carbon tax relief. So what about everyone in Atlantic Canada as well? Right? Paging Ministers Seamus O'Regan or Sean Fraser or Dominic LeBlanc. Why aren't you standing up for all of your constituents who also need carbon tax relief? Now the solution is so simple, fair, and obvious. It's just take the taxes off everyone's home heating bill so all of Canada can get the carbon tax relief that we need. And for brownie points, scrap the carbon tax.